So we have chapter 2. I kind of slotted this for about 2 hours. It's just 10 or 12 minutes before that. Do we want to continue? That was a pretty long chapter.
It was a really long chapter. Can we see our stats after the chapter?
Let's do right now. Let's take a look. Okay, so we have temperament, ambitions, and capacities. Alexander Friedman is our name. We are 61% compassionate, 40% ruthless. We are very highly spiritual. Wow, my skepticism is actually pretty low. I gotta think about that in the future. I'm very reasonably brash, not totally cautious. That's probably great. I am very courteous. I'm a proper Englishman more often than not, at least for the ladies. And I'm literally 50-50 for trusting or distrusting.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think that's great, yeah.
Look at our professional reputation, though.
I have to assume that goes with time. Every time you choose something.
Hope so. Yeah.
I don't think it's because I'm shitty from the get-go. And then, okay, so I've got 70% Arcanum. I love that. I think that's great. Oh, I only have 30% Charm. That's low, actually. And apparently that's why I'm such a wuss, because I got 20% grit. Kevin Costner would just shake his head at me. A lot of his characters are really gritty. I'm not the most strong guy, but at least I'm not totally useless. Alongside your talents in the field, you have found that paying close attention to the smallest things, expressions, environmental cues, and the likes pays dividends. Okay, so I'm very attentive or observant. Devand Sikadar. Dev is your assistant. Okay, Devanand Sikadar. And then he was, okay, probably know this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so my uncle, Joseph Kent.
So those are two associates, so it's safe to assume then that we ditch Miss Fairchild.
Maybe. She's just a companion along the road right now, so maybe she sounds like a religious person, so maybe she's actually
yeah.
Maybe she'll, I don't know, come alongside or something. But yeah, that's not bad. I think that would be pretty. I'm surprised that I'm as spiritual compared to skeptical, I suppose. Because I felt like we chose quite a few skeptical things. Although I think it's probably because of the first thing I chose. Because it said, oh yeah, I totally believe the ghost. So...
Oh, okay.
Because spirituality is very much about belief, right? And so... Interesting. Alright, that's cool. That was pretty good stats. I'm okay with that. I've always been more comfortable in the center anyway. So I was I'm very much depends on the situation. But yeah, I don't know. Do you still feel like going on? I'm not sure how long the next chapter is going to be, so I don't.
Yeah, they're pretty long chapters. I'm up for reading more, even if we stop in the middle or something.
Okay. All right,
can you stop in the middle? Will it save?
Oh yeah, it's saved. It's so yeah. I can even download an app for this if I wanted to. But yeah.
At last, the carriage rumbles to a stop. You can no longer suppress your shivering. If you can't find some place with a fire, hot tea, and enough privacy to get yourself free of muddy clothing, you might be in genuine trouble. There is something unsettling about the way the cold has seeped into your bones. It's late summer and the nights are still warm. You should be suffering the damp, but not this relentless, frigid ache. Some remnant of your brush with that monstrosity? Dev assists as he can. There's not much to be done, really, but he finds a thin wool blanket to wrap around your shoulders. It smells of horse, but it blunts the sharp edge of the cold. Miss Fairchild doesn't look as cold as you feel, but she also doesn't look much happier. She keeps twisting and tugging her rosary so tightly around her hand that the skin has rubbed raw beneath it. She hasn't spoken since her narrow escape, not even to pray. You seem to have stopped in the yard of a coaching inn. Outside the carriage, evening has fallen, and the rain still pours down. It is not a welcoming sight, but there are flowers beneath each window sill and light beneath the door. You see the back of the coachman, and as he heads for that door, apparently eager to abandon his charges. You might have preferred a subtler arrival, but your options are dwindling with the heat left in your limbs. Miss Fairchild finally notices that the carriage has stopped. She scrambles for her bag, and then, clutching it to her chest, goes for the carriage door. Her haste seems ill-advised at minimum. You need to warn her, but of what?
Pulls up. What are we going to warn her about? Number 1, she shouldn't be so foolish as to rush into an unknown situation. 2, Wyford may not be safe, she needs to be cautious. 3, she must remain silent about all that she's seen, no one will believe her. Or 4, she must know there are more occult dangers in the world, so she can be prepared.
I feel like 4 she would just brush off because she's a religious person.
She shouldn't be foolish.
I voted for 1. Or no, did I vote for 1? No, I voted for 2.
I'm kind of leaning towards 2 as well. 3 seems silly. But...
So, like, when I was reading that, I kind of got the feeling that, like, this inn might not be what it appears. Because it had, like, contradicting description. Like, when it was like, there's flowers under the window and light under the door, but something doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be, like, a condition of the whole town or the whole area.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's specific of that. I didn't catch, like, nefariousness about the inn itself. But, I mean, it's probably within the realm of the darkness that's here or whatever. But I think our vote is 2. I agree. I think I mean, I didn't mind 4 as well. I thought we could have gone that way. She must know there are occult dangers, but I don't know what her... I almost wonder if she doesn't know, kind of thing. Like, the way that she's twisting the rosary and everything makes me think, like, she's not an idiot. Like, she knows something evil's here, kind of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, anyway, so we'll choose 2, that's fine. We'll be more surreptitious about it. Words are harder to form than you expect, but you still manage to get the sense of your warning across. That Wyford may be no safe haven, and that the creature that attacked may have been related to your destination. We just can't know what might be out there, you conclude. She crumples inward like a broken doll.
Nowhere is truly safe any longer. Not now. Not after what I saw today.
Godspeed, you manage to say in response. In a concerning turn of events, your speech seems to be slurred. Miss Fairchild looks back at you, misgivings darkening her expression. But she does not linger. She pushes the carriage door open after a slight hesitation steps out, like my voice is hesitating. You barely feel the cool air that blows in. She descends to the courtyard. It cannot compete with whatever shard of ice has taken lodging in your core. Miss Fairchild ignores the shelter of the inn as she leaves your sight. Hopefully she has arrangements of her own. Dev helps you out of the carriage and down into the yard. The rain is unpleasant, as one might expect, but the door to the inn seems terribly far away. It would be nice to just sit a moment, till you feel a bit stronger. Interesting. I'll settle down here in the yard. The rain will pass eventually. Carriage benches aren't so bad. Maybe I can crawl back inside to rest. This is no time for sitting, but if I could just close my eyes for a moment. Wow, it sounds like we are way further off than we think. I wonder if it's because I have also a bump on my head, or like blood coming from my head from earlier.
Yeah, what if we better not sleep? What if you're concussed?
I kind of think like everything all together might just be enough to, make me go whoop. Settle down here in the yard. The rain will pass eventually. It's terrible. Carriage benches aren't so bad. Maybe I can crawl back inside to rest. None of these choices are particularly good.
No. Yeah.
So, okay, here's the thing. If I don't sit down and I try and keep on walking from number 3, I might collapse and hit my head again. So sitting down might be the better idea right there. Just I gotta stop. And the carriage could be there might, in my mind for some reason, because that creature or whatever, the darkness, latched onto it. Maybe there's something like doing a
Lingering?
passive like draining me or something. So going back into the carriage seems like a bad idea. But
Yeah, I think let's stay in the yard.
yeah, I just like at the very least, at least like Dev will be like, "Oh shit, something's wrong." You know, he can drag me into the end type thing. Hopefully,
Right.
whatever. Let's just do that one. I don't know. You sway on your feet. A little rest. That's all you need. More mud won't hurt a bit. But Dev has you. His grip on your elbow is firm, and he steers you toward the coaching inn. You look for its sign, but the world seems much too dark. All this rain makes it difficult to focus. Dev seems concerned about something, but you can't bring yourself to care what it might be. And then there is light. You're in a chair, you think. And Dev is talking to a woman who looks worried too. She looks at you, dripping mud all over the floor, and turns to yell something you can't quite make out. The fire is warm, and there are other patrons here. Their muted murmur of conversation sounds jovial enough, but people keep looking at you. Can a person sit and rest in an inn? Isn't that what they're meant for? Then it doesn't matter, because Dev seems to have hoisted you up. You didn't know he was that strong. Maybe you've gotten lighter. You feel very light right now. Like you could just spin away.
Oh my.
Sounds
We're
morbid.
not doing great.
Well, I don't. What else was? I mean, I saved all the people. I thought I was doing good.
I know. Like
Maybe it just took more out of me than I thought. I just need a little rest. You know, just a mud nap. That's all. All right, you want to give her?
there's a huge fire burning in the hearth of the room you've come into. All you can hear is its comforting crackle. The heat must be making you drowsy because you can barely keep your eyes open. There's a large tub here, and someone has helped you remove your muddy clothes. It might have been a servant, the proprietress's child. Not Dev, certainly. He's much too shy. The water stings your calves like fire until you can't tell hot from cold any longer. It can't be as hot as it feels. It would boil up around you. You sink down hissing as it scalds each fresh inch of skin. It's almost enough to clear your head, but moment by moment you adjust until you think you might not cook alive. That's all you need. Your mind is slipping off unbidden, wandering away to dream that warns you from within.
Just drowns. That's how I end this whole story already.
Right? Like, oh, glug glug.
All right. I dream of a man and a woman who both vie for my intimate attention. Oh, okay. So they're trying to figure out your orientation.
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever.
This is like the romancy.
Clearly,
part.
I'm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could do simpler comforts, I guess. Should I even go with? Nah. I mean, I'm like I said, staunchly heterosexual. So. There's a baker down the street. Pretty unmarried woman, chestnut hair that she wears tied up tight. Always too careful to let a single strand hang loose. You dream of stopping for some scones to serve with tea, and she favors you with the sweetest smile. She never seemed to notice you before, but now she looks into your eyes and you fall into her gaze. She has a smudge of flour across her cheek. You wipe it ever so carefully with your thumb. Her lips brush your skin and she steals your breath away completely. Water fills your eyes when you open them. It is everywhere around you. Your hair floats around your face. Your lungs burn. Nothing makes sense. And it's still so hard to move. Wait, are we seriously drowning? Because
We are about to drown because we're dreaming
for
of a
fuck's
woman?
sakes. I don't think you want them scones that badly, bud. I panic, struggling against both the water and the memory of a time I nearly drowned. Oh, okay, interesting. I remain analytical even as I struggle. Is it even possible to drown like this? Probably. You can drown in 2 inches of water. Neither analysis nor panic will help me. I reach for the edge of the tub.
Number three.
I think we just, don't fuck around. Just get the fuck out of there.
Right. Pull yourself up, man.
It's
Pull yourself together.
I might be drowning. I better, get out of here. Let's just act calmly here. Go ahead if you want.
You stretch up blindly, but your hand just sweeps through the water, finding nothing. The other side yields the same result. Fear begins to dig its way in. You thrash and twist in the water, trying to find something, anything to hold on to. Maybe you're still dreaming. If you take a breath, you might wake up. Or you might drown. You can't risk it, but what else can you do? Your lungs start to ache. You swallow convulsively. It hurts so much to keep fighting, and you're so tired. This must still be a dream. Nothing else makes any sense. If you just relax, it will be all easier. Something digs painfully into your shoulders. It tugs you up until you break the surface, choking up water and sucking down air in return. You shiver uncontrollably. The chill is already wending its way back into your bones. You might sob if you could spare the breath.
Damn. This dude's having a hard time. Okay, I put a poll
No
up.
shit.
Number 1, there must be spirits here. They can protect. 2, pride be damned, I need Dev's help. 3, this is impossible, I must be delirious. Or 4, I need no one's help. I can drag myself out of this tub on my own. I have to admit, I'd probably be like that personally, but it's like...
Yeah, well, we did just try to, like, drag ourselves up, and something wasn't happening.
Cap says, let the spirits help you. Okay, I mean, I can kind of get behind that. I could probably call for Dev's help. But if I was doing this, I would be like, okay, I'm obviously acting silly. I'll just drag my ass out of this tub. But I think this guy is smart enough with the occult that like he knows something's wrong and he needs something occultish to maybe save him. So I'm kind of leaning towards 1 myself. Dev's useless when he even said it, like Dev's useless when it comes to the occult.
Right.
So I don't think I'll vote 1. Oh, I didn't get a vote. You had 4? Did you vote 4 or did you vote
I voted
1?
4. Yeah.
Just the story ends instantly. Something digs painfully into your shoulders. It tugs you up until you break the surface. Well, something's digging into me. So.
It could be the spirits. Let's do it.
I'll go with spirits because it's kind of my first inclination. You try to remember the words, you try with all your might, and they rest there on the very tip of your tongue, but you can't draw them out any further. It's your lungs, you realize. You cannot speak until you expel the last of the water from your lungs, and you can't really think either. A voice. You hear a voice. It speaks quietly to itself. A question, but all you can make out is, overzealous fool. Yes, there is someone here with you. Your vision still swims from the retching. But there's a figure seated beside the tub. It wavers into focus as your vision clears. A woman. I guess you could have voiced that part. I guess I should have read ahead. A woman. Smaller than you would have expected from the strength she just displayed. Delicate even. She's so pale her skin is nearly translucent, and her hair falls around her face in golden ringlets. She seems to shimmer before you, and in your delirium you wonder if she could be an angel. Then she speaks, and reality cuts through that delirium vision of holiness.
Well, well.
She says, her voice low and amused.
What shall I make of you, I wonder?
Oh. She saved my life, I should thank her. My modesty and reputation are at stake.
Oh no, she sees my nether regions.
Oh no! Not my English bod.
She sees the biscuits.
Not my tea and crumpets. Oh, fuck. Perhaps she saw what was holding me under.
I was dreaming about this baking woman, and did you see what was holding me under the water?
Oh my god, that's good. If I remain silent, I can hold on to what small advantage I have. We did establish ourselves
you're
as a
naked
gentleman.
in a tub.
Oh my god, you're actually arguing with the second one? I love it. I am a gentleman, but I'm also a kind, compassionate gentleman. Perhaps she saw what was holding me under. Oh, shit.
I'm leaning 1 or 4.
If I remember silent, I can hold my advantage. Let's roll the dice. Let's roll the dice. There's
nothing to see here. I'm just a man in a tub, drowning.
I'm just going to roll the dice. 1d4. This one is going to be totally random. Nobody gets to choose. I think we all have different ideas of what could happen here. Choice is... Oh, okay. The one that we did not choose. Perhaps she saw what we was holding mid, I should ask.
All right.
Would you like to go?
Yep. Between chattering teeth and the fog of your thoughts, it takes longer than you'd like to explain your meaning. She listens patiently, gaze locked on your own the whole time. Should I presume that you are looking for something more unusual than a grown individual thrashing beneath a few gallons of water? Your legs were not even below the surface, you know. There is not enough room in that little tub to drown, yet you seem hell-bent on finding a way. Taking up a towel, she wipes her hands dry with meticulous care. No, I saw nothing unusual. Don't fret about that, though. Strange things are commonplace around here. Perhaps you are cursed, she adds with unseemingly cheer before going silent. The silence stretches on for an uncomfortable length of time, and the stranger shows no inclination toward leaving you to finish bathing. Laboriously, you ask her name. You may call me Oriana, traveler. You note that she doesn't ask your name in turn, but instead narrows her dark eyes. Why have you come here, strange one? Few visitors grace this town, and none arrive in your condition. It is far too early for you to have answered her ladyship's invitation, yet here you are, a mystery. While you might have died without her intervention, it may not be wise to trust this Oriana with too much information.
I love Cab's comment. You just didn't know how to take a bath. you don't go head first. Nice. I must give away as little as possible without being rude. My presence here must seem accidental. I need to invent a story. She can know that I'm searching for Kent, but nothing more. She did say... Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I trust her. Who is the ladyship who would have given you an invitation?
Yeah.
And she said she thinks we might be cursed. Like, I think she's got more going on than a seemingly innkeepy type person.
She did save my life, though.
This is true.
It kind of makes me balanced, and therefore I feel like we should pick something rather neutral. I don't think we need to do anything about Kent. My presence here must seem accidental. I need to invent a story.
I don't think we need to invent a story.
If she wanted to kill you, she could have just held you down. Yeah, I think this is probably the most likely one. I think, hey, let's be reasonable, but not, be rude about it. Cool. Alright, let's do that. I came here, is all you managed to stammer out before she cuts you off.
For pity's sake!
Oriana growls. She stalks across the room to pull the kettle from the hearth. Without so much as flinching from the heat, she hauls it back to you. The weight of it doesn't slow her in the slightest. You think you feel a slight tingle in the air, though it isn't quite like anything you've felt before. Before you can brace yourself, she dumps the boiling water into the tub without ceremony. Wow. You yank your legs out of the way just in time, gasping. The pain does not arrive. The water is scalding hot, but it doesn't burn your skin. On the way back from returning the kettle, Oriana rests her hand on your brow for the span of a single breath.
There now,
she says, with a curtness you don't find comforting.
You'll feel better soon. Just relax.
It's true. The water warms you far more deeply than it did earlier. The cold begins to melt away, and some of your exhaustion melts away with it. Not all. It's been a long, painful day, but enough that you feel more alive than dead.
Now,
she says with exaggerated patience.
You were saying?
Right.
Is she a witch?
She's got to be something.
She's got some, witchy vibes going on.
Yeah, she's got something going. She's very curt, too, so she's not very, ladylike.
Yeah, she doesn't have time for your bullshit.
I should note you're still naked. Yeah, I mean, But I'm also deliriously naked, so... as opposed to gloriously naked, which is kind of a tit for tat.